Hey everybody, Tommy G,
And PJ.
grabbing a Delta flight from Dallas on out to uh, Atlanta, Pete, and it's afternoon flight. It's actually, I think it's 7 p.m. It's early evening. Kind of bad weather though.
Oh,
Yeah, so this should be an uncomfortable flight. Okay, we're gonna head on out to the southeast, runway niner, take the Coyote 5. I wanted to show you. There we go. 638 nautical miles, 28,000 feet. All that stuff. Playing with the
yep.
GPS here. We're gonna fly over Texarkana, sort of. Come straight into Atlanta.
Straight line flight
Yep. And a
through bad weather.
way niner right. Do the 9 right approach. And there you go. So the city's mostly to the north of us there as we come in, but
Okay.
there you go. So taxi not having. I think we flew Delta coming back from Hawaii. 747.
Nice carrier. Nice carrier. Delta.
Yes. People. A little nervous
Good
about the
people.
weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we so the cats then, huh?
Yeah. I can't remember the last time we saw the Cats. They're in our conference. They're in our division, basically. We
Yeah.
should have played them at least once or twice before, right? This
And
will.
we should have at least checked how we did before we got on the plane
Right.
to talk about it. Uh I mean, I want to say I don't
We're
think it
running out of
was
runway.
I don't think it was a sweep. I'm going to guess what to look back, but I'm going to guess we split.
Could be.
And we played
Could
both.
be. I wouldn't.
I'm confident to say we played both the games here in Dallas. Because this is our only flight out to Atlanta to play at Tiger Den, right?
Yeah, like I say, I don't even remember when we played. Must have been early in the season because I can't even remember the Wildcats.
Yeah.
But
Trying to
I'm agreeing with you. That was during a time, back early in the season was the time when we were playing almost all our home games were, you know, front loaded into the front of the season. So I'm assuming you're right. But I don't remember what we did against them. I think you might be right. We might have split.
Yeah, and they got. I mean, I know they got like Gasser Morris, who we knew, and when he was playing for the Cats in Atlanta. But we picked up Gasser. We pulled him out of the Beagles, right?
I think we did. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, yeah. So Gasser played for the Wildcats in Phoenix, and then we picked him up on the Beagles. I think that last season. Now he's back with the Cats, but down in Atlanta. So, and Marsha Brown, always tough power hitters.
Yeah, I remember her from the Freebooters, right?
Uh, initially, yeah,
Yeah.
initially I think she was the Freebooters, and then she, or wait, was it the Free, or was it the Dogs? No, I think she was on the Overdogs. I'm pretty sure she was Overdogs. Yeah. Now that I think
Huh.
about it. And then once the Sandcats became a team, she was on the Cats, and then I forget where she went, but then she came back this year for the Wildcats, and so, yep, we're wheels up here on our way on our last road trip of the season. Last
Yeah.
road game. It's not even I mean, it's a trip, but it's just one game.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that. I mean, during the regular season, but the off season is still a little bit in question. I mean, where the Ramblers right now are doing what they need to do, and they're winning the last few games. They're going to put a W. Hopefully, they'll put a W in the column against the Wildcats, and that's all they can do. And then basically, it's going to come down to fate to decide it. But they're right in there scrapping for that wild card position. So we'll
Yeah,
have to see what happens.
yeah. They really made it difficult on themselves when they were doing so well when they lost those 7 straight games.
Yeah.
They basically took the fate out of their own hands. Now, I mean, here even like we said, they needed if we wanted any chance to make the playoffs, we need to win these last 4 straight, and they've won 3 straight so far. So
Yeah.
the pressure's still on to win this next game against the Wildcats. Although we're gonna know like we said, that unfortunately the San Juan Swordfish are hold our destiny in their hands. They got 2 more games left. If they win one of them, we're done. They have to lose them. We have to win this game, and they have to lose 2.
Yeah, yeah. So technically, we're not officially eliminated yet.
Yeah.
But the only thing that the Ramblers can do is win. So they got to win this next game against the Wildcats, and then like you said, they got to wait and see. And who knows? You never know what can happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, the odds are against it.
Right.
The odds of us going 4 straight is pretty slim on its own. The odds of the Swordfish, who have been winning recently, all of a sudden dropping their last 2, is also fairly low. Now they're facing the Baltimore Jacks in this next game, so the Jacks have a good chance. It's tough. It's tough because right now it's waiting game. Before we even play this next game, we might get knocked out of the playoffs. So we really got to get that score from Baltimore. We maybe watch the game over in Atlanta. Yeah. So it's what a tense way to end this. At least it's exciting. I guess if we don't make the playoffs, at least we had. Oh, there's a Spirit jet underneath us there. At least we had a chance right up down to the line, So I guess that's fun.
Yeah. And I agree with you. If we could have just done a little bit better over that 7-game stretch, even come out with a split, we're talking a whole different broad game. And it gets me aggravated because there were at least 3 of those games that were just heavily glitched. So
yeah.
it doesn't even feel like you were able to put your best foot forward. You were kind of crippled, handicapped is what I'm trying to say. Handicapped.
Well, we had a good game. We had a good game against the Sirloins, and I'll just bring up this graphic. It was before the game started. I was focusing in on the right hand side, the ticker there. You got the players. They got the notable players: Swindle Heath and Corbin Ware to the top 2 slugging percentages. Damian Rush over there, the 3rd, and Noah Clay. So it was a slugfest, and I was thinking maybe the game was going to be, a matter of the long ball, and it ended up being a tight game.
Yeah, I mean, for extreme power hitters or power hitters, the Sirloin only really went left the yard once, and Damian Rush, as far as he went, he was 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So the Ramblers really kind of had his number.
Yeah, they really did. And then for us, we again, unexpected places. John Contreras, who had only 1 home run before going to Chicago, gets his 2nd there, then gets his 3rd here. We'll talk about late season putting the runs on the board. Look at all the Sirloins paraphernalia back there in the background. I guess St. Louis really wanted to. They were on a bit of a tear before this game, so I was nervous about what we were going to see.
In that photo, there's a woman wearing a shirt, red and white, like Sirloin colors, but it's got a Rambler logo on it on the front of it. See the woman standing up?
Oh yeah. Although
it's red and white with a Ramblers logo on it.
Yeah, although there's a guy standing up like right above Marcus Murillo. He's got the same sort of red white, so maybe we also have. But yeah, you're right though. It looks like St. Louis red, not like.
Right.
Although then there's a guy, if you look at the fencing pole, the guy sitting down there, the very brown guy with the very blonde hair.
Yeah.
He's got again, that looks like a similar kind of a red. And you got like anyway, we're talking about color schemes. But
right.
Yeah, so the next one, we got Boomer Platoon hits that long ball for them, like you said, the one that they got was the 2-run that tied it up. It was a big tie, and I just thought, crap, worked so hard. It seemed like we had to work really hard at pitching to keep them off. Like they were going to play well unless we pitched lights out.
Well, I think every other inning we pitched lights out. The opposite innings we were not pitching very well at all, so it took defense to get us off the field then. Um, I don't know. It just seemed we got a good outing by Tobias Glover. He went 5 innings. Again, the issue with the Rambler starters is they're throwing way too many pitches.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to always say, starting pitchers, they get about 70 pitches. Once you get to that 70 mark, they start to get a little, things start to go a little bit haywire. Relief pitchers, they've got about 30 pitches before they start to fall apart. And then closing pitchers, they get about 15. So once you get about around that point, they start to get a little iffy. But I think we've done a pretty good job over this 3-game win streak of not hesitating. Once the starting pitchers start to get a little start to give up some hits, what the other teams have been able to string some hits together, we haven't hesitated to pull and bring in a relief pitcher. Again, you pointed out having 2 starter/relievers. I'm not even sure what their pitch count is.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 30 and 70 though. And we've gotten some really good performances out of Leland Bull and Boar Reliable. Tobias Glover was able to go to, I think he got to about the 6th, and then we brought in Jada Tested. She did the 6th, finished the 6th, and then the 7th, the 8th, and then we brought in Twisty in the 9th. So
Yeah, as we mentioned, Contreras got that home run, which put him. I guess that was the go-ahead home run. Then.
I think it was.
Spray Bellamy would hit the first one, then Contreras got the go-ahead to make it 4-2, and then Jada Testa, like you said, she clamped down. She was pitching great. 3.2 innings. Is there just one hit with 6 Ks? That's
yeah. And so I think we did. We got some good pitching out of her, and then obviously Twisty comes in, and he's riding high right now. He's got the hot hand, so he closed it out. So I think I'd like to see our pitchers be able to go deeper into the game. I'd like to see our starters get to the 6th or basically the 7th. If they could get this, I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
But I think we're working around it, and we're making do, and it's working. I think we're getting some pretty good defense, clearing the bases, a lot of double plays where we're able to turn. And man, we are picking people off like nobody's business.
What do we have? We had 2 pickoffs in this game, right? 2 was it 2 or 3? It was 2.
2. Yeah. I think with the Sirloins, they're not known to be very speedy. So I think that, it's the same thing with the Ramblers. We've always said we wish we had more speed so we can steal to get out of those double play. And I think that's it. I think they try to steal a lot to try and get out of that, or hit and run, and you wind up catching them leaning the wrong way. Maximiliano LeBlanc, you've maligned him all season because
well,
he threw another one out, a speedster even.
Yeah. Well, it was a 99 throw. It was a perfect throw. But if I do say so myself. But anyway, it was.
And you do.
And I do as often as I can. No, but I think he worked his arm at the start of the season. He didn't have the arm that he's got now. He's been working that arm, and I think it's right. I'm pretty sure we've developed him during the year, and the arm he has now is a good deal better than it was at the beginning of the season.
I think the other thing is the more he throws people out, the more his attribute goes up.
Yeah.
So I think that's helped. And I'd love to see that stat. At some point, I'd like to get into the team stats and just see how many throwouts he's had, because I'm telling you, he's got to be close to at least 10. Yeah, he's got to be getting close to 10.
I always forget too. When you get the pitcher can come off the mound twice. The guy at first, but I thought you still have the pitch out after that. It's like if you've gone to the base twice and you still think they're going to run, you can throw that pitch out, give them an extra step, towards second.
Yeah,
and you're more likely to gun them down there too. But I really liked when, I don't know if it was Gutierrez or whatever, stepped off, or no, it wasn't Gutierrez yet. I think it was Tobias Glover. I think stepped off and threw the first before even throwing a pitch, and he got him. It's fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
that was a good one.
We're gonna get our drinks here, and then we're gonna come down into Atlanta in the night, and I think we're landing in some messy weather, so this will be pretty disgusting. So, waitress, make it a double. And here where you got 5 more seconds, and we'll cut to an exterior scene. 3, 2, 1. Hey, we're leveling off right about now, too.
Very cool. I see the pilot.
Yes.
Am I supposed to see the pilot?
Yes, the co-pilot must be in the restroom. But, yeah, Delta 3 was right. I wish it was a little less bumpy, though. See you in Atlanta. Could you tell, like, the transition? Yeah.
Those are some clouds there.
They are, and the co-pilot is still out in the restaurant. Had some spicy tacos back there in Dallas.
I was just gonna say, don't order the fish.
Yeah, yeah, not at an airport, for crying out loud. It's an airport restaurant. I have experience in these. Pete always likes the story where I went and ordered fish at a hotel in Lincoln, Nebraska, and that didn't feel well. My dad's like, "There isn't an ocean for more than 1,000 miles, Tom. What are you ordering fish for?" Anyway, here's where we're on the descent into Atlanta for our last game. Yeah, so there was a couple items of news that I brought on board with us to read. So let's open up the newspaper here. The first one, you want to do this first one? Go ahead and do this one, Pete.
Hansel Magikico has offended a Sawteeth coach, and they picked up Sturdy Woodman to replace him. So Magikico hits the free agent wire. Magikico is a C-plus ranked 33-year-old shortstop, infielder, outfielder with magic hands. He's got poor power, poor connectivity, less than average connectivity and about average speed on the base paths, but he's an excellent fielder with a very strong arm. They're going to bring in Sturdy Woodman, who's a 30-year-old first baseman. He's a B-minus rank. He's got good power, excellent, almost excellent ability to connect at home plate, but he's a poor speed with a poor fielder and a poor arm, but he does have the durable trait. They were paying Hansel Magikico $4,700,000. They're going to pay Sturdy Woodman $6,300,000 to finish out the season.
Wow, yeah, and Magico, like you said, a great shortstop. So that, boy, it stinks to get let go with one game left before the playoffs. So I mean, Magico's going to end up somewhere else in the offseason, I'm fairly sure. And then, I was saying once we saw Sturdy Woodman get let go, because we saw Sturdy the last, I think, 2 seasons in Phoenix with the B-Wolves. He won the championship there, helped him win the championship 2 seasons back, so he's got a championship ring. And then, and then from there, he, he didn't play all that best this last season, but then he went back to Fort Lauderdale, the Freebooters, where he started earlier this season, got let go, and now he's picked up on the playoff-bound Sawteeth. So good for Sturdy, $6.3 million.
Yeah. And
then this other piece of news, I guess I gotta fade out that one first. Okay, the other piece of news right there, Autumn Miller got signed onto the Freebooters. Speaking of the Freebooters, replacing Lana Rhymes. So, Lana Rhymes, we knew her down in Fort Lauderdale, our first year out there. She's 36 now, starting pitcher, a surrounded choker, C-ranked, known mostly for junk, good junk, not very good velocity, but good accuracy, and good power too as well. She's making $4.1 million a year to be a freebooter, and she's replaced by Autumn Miller, C-plus ranked. She's got the same velocity. They're gonna add 90. She's got 97 junk to 30-year-old starter. That's crazy bend on the ball, and not quite as accurate. But it's gonna be hard to track that ball anyway. And she's got some connectivity, so she can hit. She's a choker. She's gonna make $4.2 million a year. So the freebooter's gonna pay an extra $100,000 for Autumn Miller. And that brings us to the next game. and 11 minutes left in the flight. So, yeah, I mean, so I guess we're going to land in Atlanta and then kill time we definitely have one more regular season game, and I guess and so the thing is, I mean, we've been pulling Twist out, and he's been I
Yeah,
think he closed like definitely the last 2 games. I don't know if he's closed the
yeah.
last 3 games. I'd have to go back to the tape, but we've been using him, and I guess he's got enough gas where we could pull him in for one more inning here in Atlanta.
I think we have used them in the last 3 games.
Yeah, but he could throw another inning. I don't know if he could throw 2, but he could throw another inning, and then everybody, if you do make the postseason, everybody gets time to rest up, so
Right.
you don't have to worry about being tired or even injured. There's enough gap there that everybody plays. But I guess we'll wait and see. I mean, we don't even have to. I suppose we don't even have to fly back to Dallas if we end up. Ugh, there's the other thing. If we make the playoffs, we it's most likely we go against the New York Wide Loads, who are favored to take the whole thing.
Yeah.
Who would just destroy us? We'd have 2 playoff games. That'd be it. There's no beating the New York Wide. They beat us so badly early when they play us. They got a crazy record, more than twice as many wins as losses. You'd be starting off in New York at Apple Field. Ugh.
Never say never, Tom. If we got there and if we play like we've been playing recently, I mean, I don't know. If we get the pitching that we need, that we've been getting, yeah, you never say never.
Problem
if we
is,
get to the playoffs,
yeah,
I think we'll.
that's
I think the crew will put out the best effort they possibly can.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's you're always in it to win it.
Right.
Nobody, you would never actually start the game thinking we're going to lose this. You hit the field and give it everything you got, but we would have to not only end up winning these last 4 straight, we'd have to extend it to 6 straight against the best team, and so it's what. Hey, if we did pull it off, they'd write songs about it.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. And then you've got to become, even though you creeped in as the wild card, you got to become the proverbial favorite at that point if you knock off top tier game. You got to be. So it would be interesting. It would be fun. I still don't know. We got to win the next one, and then, like you say, we got to wait and see. I'm hoping, between you and me, I'm hoping that they lose their next game. So when we go into the final game, we have a really fighting chance at that wild card position.
Yeah, boy, that would be it would be really like, oh, if they win on the ticker, or if we watch it and they win, it'd be like, and then you show up to the field and it's like, all right, we'll give it our all anyway, but no pressure.
Yeah,
But if they lose that one, then the pressure's really on, and then we got to sit and watch the last score come in. That really suck. We win, and then they win the last one. Oh,
But see, that would make for great video. I mean, we sit in the clubhouse and watch that last game on the big screen down there.
yeah.
And we find out what our fate's gonna be. So I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it determined on the last game of the season.
Yeah.
And then for sure what's going on. But we'll have to see. Like you say, that next game between the Sawteeth and the Jacks, right? That's that's a big game for us. So if they win it, we're out. If they lose it, then we still got a fighting chance.
Yep. Oh boy. Well, that's exciting.
Yep.
We're making our way in here to Atlanta. You're starting to see some of the suburbs through the clouds. Although we're coming through the clouds, we go through the clouds, you get to see how fast we're actually going. Even though we're going low, it seems kind of slow, but we're whipping through them. But it is a mess. I'm gonna be sick. Yeah. Come out of this cloud so I can see something. The engine's spooling up and down and up and down, and the wings are bowing. And it's hilly around Atlanta too. It's kind of scurry. So yeah, then we drove. Well, while we were home for Texas, we had that on my channel. At least you will have seen that prior to this. Um, did a lot of ended up doing a lot of driving. I was out in Abilene, and I was just gonna drive my truck back to Dallas, and I think I could have. And I'm like, well, no, you're up in Lincoln. I'll meet you halfway, and then I'll meet you down. It ended up being a marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Wichita Falls, Texas. Said hello to the Rambler fans there, and then went on up to OK City. Before coming back down to Dallas and playing the sirloins. I look forward to seeing yours. I got a couple easy reds coming up on the channel at some point. Last outing where we go over the Battle of France, invasion of France, and it was there was a lot going on there.
Yeah, I think I still got that video too. I have nothing. I have
Yeah, it's been a little
this.
quiet on the. I see your subscribers have been going up though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've gotten like 20 over the last 28 days, so I'm averaging almost one a day,
That's crazy.
which is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. But yeah, this week has been nuts, and I haven't really been able to get anything except the baseball games because
Well, you're a personable guy, and I think you're playing the games that people are wanting to watch right now. I'm not.
I hope. Well, I hope so. I hope so. I'm trying to. Yeah, and then that's the other thing too is now trying to figure out a way to come up with a fund where I could. I really like that space truckers.
Oh yeah.
I caught a little bit of it. There's a guy called Raya. He plays games, and he played it. I didn't get a chance to watch his play stream though, so I'm going to tune into that. But it does look like fun. It does look fun, kind of
Yeah.
like yeah, it's kind of an American truck simulator in space kind of thing, and it looks a little bit more in depth than. It looks kind of arcadey, but then when you kind of look at some of the other stuff, you're like, no, this actually seems kind of more in depth than it's
Yeah.
just being arcadey. So you're like, okay, what is this about? So I'm with you. I got to watch a little bit more of it, but that has intrigued me. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to. We got to do Farming Simulator. That's another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the off season and having some time to
Yeah.
dig into some of these things. I was actually thinking because you were talking about like the space exploration sale going on right now. I was looking at what is it? Not Universe Sandbox, Space Engine, and doing some like documentary style space stuff. But I'm mulling it over. If I do something like that on the channel, it would probably be something where I get the AI announcer. I mean, I may try some announcing myself, but I don't know. I think I'm much better at baseball than I am at documentary stuff. We'll
Okay.
see. But yeah, stuff. We'll get some more stuff in the off season. But I'm definitely during the off season gonna do more Shadows of Doubt,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I still got to get back through I got to finish off my F1 season, even though nobody's watching that. I'm doing that for me. That's for me.
I was watching it.
Yeah. I got to get that going back up, and then I'm still gonna do it next season too. But then there's a lot of games, a lot of stuff, Pete. Making our final. We got 2 minutes left in the flight, so we're just gonna land and taxi off, and then sign out.
Yeah. And then yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'm thinking about doing more of some of the chapter stuff and putting those in where we would normally play baseball.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I want to do some more flying.
In case you are interested, not that you are.
Yeah, where I actually fly. Yes, no, I am interested. And I want to see. You got to do night call. Got to work that in there.
Yeah, I started that, and it was kind of again, that was another one of those kind of a false start where I'm like, okay, and then I was away from it for a while, and I couldn't remember where I was or what I was doing. So I really do have to make a commitment to it. Sherlock Holmes too. They just I have the Sherlock Holmes game, the Sherlock Holmes and the Devil's Daughter, which I think is a series of cases that lead to like an overarching case. And yeah, I kind of did. I was doing that, but I had issues, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, nice landing. We got 1 minute left. Yeah, so they'll be playing it. All right, so we're excited to get
Yeah.
down here and play at the Tiger Den. It's been a while since last time we played there. It was in a different city. We play at the Tiger Den here in Atlanta against these Wildcats. The third time we'll meet up with them this season. Um, we got to win.
Yeah, we do. It's all we can do is win out and end on a high note. I mean, hopefully it's not the end, but if it is, that at least go out on a high note. Tommy said we got a couple players that we may wind up losing. I mean, Noah McLean may wind up hanging up his cleats. We have a couple others who may even just try for the free agent pool.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to see what the offseason will bring, what it's going to look like, and whatnot.
All
So
right.
yeah,
See you then, folks. Bye
clear the
now.
aisle.